Welcome, lambs. Welcome to your True Crime Tuesday. In today's episode, we're talking about a couple who allegedly murdered their friend and said they would do it again. Also, I'll have an update about the future of lamb at the end of this episode. Before we begin, my name is Kai, and this is Love and Murder, Heartbreak to Homicide, the Tuesday edition. Also, I want to remind you that this episode and all my episodes are sponsored by my lambs in Patreon, patreon.com/Love and Murder. If you want to be a sponsor of Love and Murder and support the podcast, just head on over to patreon.com/Love and Murder, choose your subscription, and you'll get bonuses and other episode extras right over there. Now let's get into this True Crime Tuesday. In August of 2023, someone was just sitting under a tree in a place on the Boscombe Seafront in Bournemouth, UK. I think it is. It's the footpath there, and it's actually called the Manor Steps Zigzag Footpath. So someone was just sitting under a tree, getting shelter from the sun, I guess, or the rain, or whatever, chilling. And from the tree, something just fell on them. It was wrapped in a package. So she's looking at this package and she notices, first of all, the package stinks like rotten meat. And she doesn't understand what's in the package. So she opens it up and she sees just rotten meat. Like, what the hell? Then she realized it was actually in the shape of a human foot. And after she finished freaking the complete F out, because I picture myself, that's what I would do, she called the police. When police arrived, they actually found a second package there, which contained a second leg. So they took it out for DNA testing, because of course they don't know who this is, what it is, what the hell is going on. And they found out that it belonged to a man named Simon Shotton, who was 48 years old. While inspecting the legs, the pathologist saw that the legs were not surgically removed. And he said that the ones who did it did, quote, an amateur job. Through investigation, it brought police to two people, Benjamin Atkins, who was 49, and 39-year-old Debbie Pereira. And both were from Bournemouth, Dorset, in UK. So Benjamin and Debbie ended up being arrested on September 1st. And later, as they were taken in a police van to the magistrate's court hearing, they were actually being recorded while they were in the back of the van just talking away, yapping away about the dismembered body parts. So this is what the recording picked up. Well, the recording picked up everything, but I'm going to give you a couple clips of it. Debbie asked Benjamin, quote, "Do you regret anything?" And he said, quote, "I'll look him straight in the eye and say, yeah, I'll do it again and again and again. If you let me go today, I'll find another one and do it again. Drug dealers and pushers, kill, decapitate, and eat the effers." So Debbie had told Benjamin that, look, police had taken, quote, stuff from under my nails. And he responded to her, quote, "You'd have nothing the amount of bleach you used." Benjamin also told Debbie that if he told his solicitor that, maybe if he admitted to cooking Simon's head and that he ate his cheeks, do you think they'll let me off the hook? That's literally what he told her. And in the U.S., the solicitor, I think, is the same as your lawyer. So if I told my lawyer this, basically he's saying, do you think they'll let me off on a charge of insanity? So these two geniuses are in the back of the van saying all of this, not realizing it's being freaking recorded. And even if it wasn't being recorded, you're in the back of a police van. What are you doing? So Benjamin admitted to charges of perverting the course of justice and preventing the burial of a corpse, but he pled not guilty to murder. He said, I didn't do that. No. Debbie denies perverting the course of justice, preventing the burial of a corpse, and murder. So she says, I'm not guilty to anything. I ain't do nothing. On September 2nd, after searching Benjamin's and Debbie's garden, 2 black trash bags containing Simon's severed arms were found. So on April 11th, 2024, which was literally just a month and 10 days ago, the trial started. So the prosecution's case was that they alleged that the couple murdered Simon in their apartment on August 18th, 2023. They talked about the discovery of the body parts, including the parts actually in the couple's garden. They brought witnesses up, the witnesses who did see, I guess one of them that the package fell in the lap, and other witnesses who had smelled the package as they were passing. They brought police officers up as witnesses who had seen the package on the day, the package meaning the foot. They brought up Debbie, who said that she saw Simon and Benjamin fighting, but that's all she saw, and she ran to another room. Which the prosecution argued that, no, you didn't run. It was both of y'all who murdered Simon. Both of y'all dismembered Simon, and both of y'all disposed of his body parts. They brought up officers who did the investigation, and they talked about circumstantial evidence, such as they found changes of clothing, speaking with neighbors, and neighbors telling them about like different behaviors that were going on, the arguing, the drug use, all of this stuff. They brought forward CCTV footage showing the movement of the couple on August 18th. This is why they think that Simon was killed in the apartment. They also show the movements after the alleged incident. They also brought forth picture evidence. The forensic evidence they brought forth in pictures showed blood stains and saw markings inside the apartment. And they also tried to burn Simon's stuff, all of the stuff that was in their apartment. And they probably tried to burn his head as well. They also brought forth Debbie's interview with the police. And she said Simon was a crack cocaine and heroin user, and he had come over to their apartment to take drugs with them. She said Simon would provide drugs for them instead of paying rent. So Benjamin said that they were never friends. Well, quote, they were never pals. And he had started to get frustrated with Simon for, quote, treating our house like a hotel and very disrespectful. He also said he received a, quote, threatening message from Mr. Shotton saying that he owed 270 pounds. Then on August 18th, that's when Simon showed up to the house, and Benjamin said he showed up to confront him and Debbie. Quote, he had a knife in his hand. He poked me in the stomach with it a couple times. He was going to kill me. There was no doubt about it. The only way I can describe it is terror. So he told the court that he attempted to defend himself by stabbing Simon with the end of a plastic hairbrush until it snapped. And then he hit him over the head several times with a speaker. So it appears now he's claiming self-defense. At first he said he didn't do it. Now it's self-defense. After that happens, him and Deborah went to sell Simon's phone at a cash shop. And he said that was Deborah's only, quote, only involvement in the whole incident. So when they ask him about, well, you're saying you did this all alone. The prosecution thinks that it was both of y'all. You're saying you did this all alone. How did you dismember the body then? He said he used, quote, copious amounts of various drugs. Quote, I wouldn't have done that if I wasn't under the influence. I wouldn't have cut him up. I was scared. I was traumatized. I was panicked. I was under extreme stress as well as under the influence. What I'd done was truly awful. It's horrendous what I have done, and I deserve to be punished for what I have done. I am sorry to his family. I'm sorry to my family. It's difficult for me to be remorseful to a man who was trying to kill me in my own house. End quote. And he's saying his own family, and that's because he is a father of two. So he's sitting there using drugs and allegedly murdering people, and he's a father of two. So the prosecution came back after all of this, and this is the defense. Let's say it was self-defense or whatever. And maybe it was, I don't know, the case is still ongoing. But the prosecution came back and again pointed to the CCTV footage where it shows that both Benjamin and Deborah were caught selling Simon's belongings to different pawn shops. They were also caught stealing a saw from a store in Boscombe. And once again, they questioned Deborah on her involvement because prosecution completely believes that it was both of them who did it, although defense is only saying that it was Benjamin and it was in self-defense. So Deborah said she did not see Benjamin dismember the body, but she does remember him saying that he would, quote, chop up the body and put it in the sea so the fish could eat it. She does remember that, though. So in closing arguments, the prosecution said that there is no evidence that Benjamin was acting in self-defense. They also said that Deborah was, quote, there throughout. And the defense's closing arguments was the same. This was self-defense and Deborah wasn't there. And even though the case started a month and 10 days ago and was only expected to last 4 weeks, they just recently, I think on the 13th, the jury went to deliberate. And so the verdict is currently pending. There is no update right now, but I will keep you posted on the update. I'll also be posting the entire transcript of the court recap in the Patreon, and then I'll also keep you up to date on the verdict. So if you want to read out exactly what happened in court, exactly what was said, this was a crazy case, then head on over to our Patreon, patreon.com/love and murder. That is part of the extras you get when you are a Patreon subscriber. So today's poll is, do you think it was self-defense or do you think that this was cold-blooded murder? The answers are going to be self-defense or cold-blooded murder. Let me know in our poll. You can go to Spotify. We have our polls in there. You can go to our brand new WhatsApp group, murderandlove.com/WhatsApp and answer the poll in there. Or you can join our free After the Pod Facebook. I mean, to me, I think it was cold-blooded murder. I don't know why, but based on the conversations that was said in the van, which was also played in court, it sounded like either they were high when they were arrested, they were high off their ass and just talking. But they were spilling the beans while they were in the van. So I don't know how they can just switch it to self-defense. But also you can't take the word of someone who's high or drunk. That's not admissible in court. So I don't know. To me, they were spilling all of the beans. That's what I think. And I think it was cold-blooded murder. I don't think it was self-defense. The part that I'm questioning, though, was Deborah a part of it? I'm not really sure. But then again, you know what? He did say used a lot of bleach on your hands. So why would she use bleach on her hands if she had nothing to do with it? So I take that back. I do think Deborah was part of it. So what do y'all think? Let me know in the comments below. And that is all I have for you for this True Crime Tuesday. Let me see if y'all have any comments that I have to catch up on. So last week's episode was a family vanishes within their home. Remember, it was the murder-suicide case? And I asked, in a world where we are more connected now more than ever, how can a family disappear within their own home without a trace? How come nobody knew for a whole year? And Sarah Maza said, I found it odd that their Canadian family waited so long to get a wellness check done. Did their electricity get cut off or was it included in their rent? How did that get paid? I have so many questions. And this is correct. Like, did he pay this a year ahead or something? Like, what's going on? And what about, unless his home was paid off, like, how did everything just go silent for a year? And for that one, I didn't have any poll question put out. So that is what I have for you. I want to hear your thoughts on this crazy case. And when the verdict comes back, I will let y'all know. But in the meantime, let's play the jury. Do you think it was self-defense or do you think it was cold-blooded murder? So you are the jury. And I will put that poll question out. So I want to hear from you. Let's see if our lamb jury answers matches the real jury's answers when it comes out. If you don't have Spotify, definitely head on over to the WhatsApp and answer the poll question there. murderandlove.com/WhatsApp. That is all I have for you, like I said, and I will see you in the next episode. Bye. Oh yeah. Also, before I wrap it up, I forgot I was going to give you a lamb update. The lamb update is, since I've been out of pain, everything's not fixed. I did find a dentist, like I said, who's going to fix everything. So excited. We start soon. But I haven't been in pain, thank God. And I have been able to get everything organized with the podcast. So starting this week, we are completely on schedule now. We have our Tuesdays, we have our Wednesdays, we have our Fridays, and Sundays are coming back. And I have amazing episodes coming out for you this Sundays. I have written everything for 3 weeks out. I am up to date. I am ready. I'm pumped. I'm charged. We're getting Lamb back to where Lamb should be. Like I said, I want to thank everybody who has been patient throughout this whole crazy journey with me. It was first trying to get used to doing this by myself, the amount of work, and then as I was figuring that out, the mouth stuff, It's just been a journey. And I want to thank everyone who has lasted with me. And those who didn't, I want to thank you for your patience too, because you're not obligated to stay here. So if you left, you left. I understand. No hard feelings, but we're going to get Lamb back to where Lamb should be. So start expecting all your episodes on time when they're supposed to be out. I think I was doing some episodes at 6, some episodes at 12, but from now on, I think I'm going to post every episode at 12. So that is my goal. If y'all have any suggestions on anything that you want, just let me know. Also, Patreon is back on track. Let's get it. This is Lamb, season 4, even though we're halfway through season 4, but whatever. We're going to end season 4 great. Couldn't have done this without y'all. Thank you so much for your support, for your patience and everything like that. Can't wait to end season 4 with you and start season 5 even stronger. So that was the Lamb update. I know y'all were on pins and needles thinking maybe I was saying I was ending it, but no, we're getting bigger. We're getting better. We're getting back on track. That is the Lamb update. So I'll see you in the next episode. Bye.